Our final witness for this session is Kadida Kenner, who is from the new PA project. She's from Chesterbrook, and she would like to testify about the house map in Chester County, perhaps among other things. Welcome.
Thank you. All right. Good afternoon, Chairman Nordenberg and Commissioners. I'd like to thank you all for allowing me to speak here today and provide my testimony this afternoon. I'd also like to commend you on your work thus far in this process. Yours is a thankless job, but is one of the most important processes that is done at the state level that directly impacts every single resident in the Commonwealth. My name is Kadida Kenner. I was born in Monroeville, Allegheny County. Both of my parents are Pitt graduates. I'm the outcast and proud Temple Owl. I grew up in Westchester, Chester County, historical home to the Underground Railroad, and my civil rights icon, Baird Rustin. I recently moved after living here in the Susquehanna Valley, Susquehanna Township in Dauphin County for 5 years, and so I now reside 1 mile away from Valley Forge National Park. I am the founding executive director of the New Pennsylvania Project. The New Pennsylvania Project is a voting rights organization operating statewide with the primary purpose of voter registration. It is our mission to register as many as the 1.1 million Pennsylvanians who are eligible to vote, yet not registered to vote in the Commonwealth, and to mobilize these folks to vote in every single election. We canvass neighborhoods, knock on doors, listen to concerns about housing, economic justice, and fairly funded public schools, and often ignored and underrepresented communities, particularly communities of color. We register these folks to vote and encourage their participation to actually cast their ballots. We believe that participation in our democracy is foundational to the American experience. But for far too long, that participation has not been reflected in those who represent us. In Pennsylvania, our growth is driven by people of color, Black, Brown, Latinx, and AAPI residents. That's not my opinion. That's an absolute fact. And these emerging populations are choosing to live in vibrant, smaller cities within the state, such as Lancaster, Allentown, Scranton, and Erie. Our Commonwealth is at a point of crisis due to underrepresentation. If our state legislature were truly representative of the state's population, then at least 1 of every 4 state legislators would be a person of color. Instead, we have a General Assembly that others have noted, it is 90% white. This is due in part to decades of elected officials picking their voters and not the other way around. I like to provide a little perspective for anyone wondering why this matters so much to us. When someone who is a native Spanish speaker living in Reading and in need of help calls on their state representative or senator looking for information about the LIHEAP program, but no one in that office speaks Spanish, or no one in that office thought to hire someone on their staff that speaks Spanish, who could effectively help that constituent get the help that they need to heat their home, that's a representation issue. If a Black woman from Chambersburg faces unjust discrimination in the workplace for wearing her hair naturally the way it grows out of our heads, but finds herself unprotected because there are no laws on the books or proposed legislation from her elected officials whose job it is to represent all of their constituents, that's a representation issue. In many cases, the current maps carve people of color out of their own communities to make way for safe incumbent seats, or pack people of color together to limit their influence and minimize opportunities for maximum candidates of color. This is no way to govern, and it ensures that communities of colors stay underrepresented in the building in which I currently appear today. What makes me hopeful for the future is that the LRC has proposed a House map that corrects the injustices of past maps. The proposed map improves on the current map by every good government redistricting standard there is. It gives opportunity for new voices to rise and lead. It opens a door that was previously inaccessible and bolted shut. I strongly urge the Commission to adopt the proposed House map and give communities of color a chance to elect leaders that look like them, value what they value, and experience life in Pennsylvania as people of color do. Change is hard. It can feel uncomfortable, even oppressive. But our legislative maps must change as population changes. There is a reason we go through the reapportionment and redistricting process every 10 years after a new census. And unfortunately, when the maps are as skewed as the current maps are, any effort to correct them will feel like an affront on those feeling as though they're losing power. But we must pursue fairness, even when it is difficult. I want to commend the work of the chairman and the commissioners and staff for keeping this process moving in a fair and nonpartisan fashion. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions or comments? Majority Leader Benninghoff.
I know the hour's getting late. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just curious a little bit about your organization. I didn't hear you say, what is it? A nonpartisan organization, did you say, or bipartisan organization?
We're nonpartisan as it relates to our voter registration activities, yes.
And I was curious, how far out of the Chester area do you reach your new Pennsylvania project?
Yeah, we're a statewide organization, and so we have folks that are helping us to register those who are unregistered all over, from Allegheny suburbs to Bucks County to the collar counties of Philadelphia, the capital region. The SEPA cities are very important to us in this moment as well.
Well, you're probably a good leader considering you've lived in multiple places across the
No,
state.
I'm trying to cover this map, and maybe one day I'll get to Center County, who knows?
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks for being here.
Please say hello to your parents and tell them we were impressed with their temple owl.
All right, well, thank you. I was going to wear yellow today, but you know, I bleed green, so go Eagles.